Well, here we go again. Hi, people. Hi, whoever is joining my 2 minutes late for my own live. That's okay. We're making it work regardless. Hello, ring light. We all familiar with ring light? The real star of the show here. Oh boy. I always do these and I find I don't ever want to talk about the things I have written down. Like I make notes. I have a plan. I'm like, I'm going to talk about this, this, and this. I have bullet points. Then I get this started and I don't care anymore. I was putting it out there yesterday, 24 hours ahead of time, so you all knew this is going to be happening. And it's happening. I'm just making less of it happen, kind of already, even though it's just starting. I'm sure I'll get into it. I just am really bad at these intros. I don't think I'm used to recognizing my own energy. That I'm not a talk show host. I'm not going to be big and like, hey, welcome to the show. This is just a live that I do. So I'm still holding the microphone. I'm so used to doing this. It's like being a comedian. I used to sell blood door to door. People would always ask questions like, where did it come from? Like, do you want it or not? I like when my sleeve covers more. Like I perfectly fit this. It's ripping. I need a new one. I think I wanted to talk about dreams a little bit. Does anyone here have dreams? I don't mean like goals, like things you wish would happen, things you're shooting for. I mean, like when you go to sleep at night, do you have a dream when you sleep? Let's see if anyone's saying anything in chat. Hi, hello. How have you been? Yes. I have dreams that are stressful. I have very vivid dreams sometimes. I also, there's a psychology trick with talking with people about dreams. Because a lot of people assume they dream in color because you get them to describe things. I sometimes dream in color. I sometimes dream in black and white. I've been aware of it. Been aware of dreaming in black and white when I became lucid in the dream. Felt something was off. Created fire into my hand, and then I remember the glowing orange. I had a dream last night. One of my exes was in it, and she was standoffish. She like pushed me away, and it was very evident of how it would probably be. Like we're separated. And I remember though her blue eyes in it. But there was so many different things. I'm tempted to keep a dream journal, but I have a lot of nightmares too. I've been killed in a lot of dreams, and a lot of people are like, oh, when you die, you wake up. No, when you die, you wake up. When I die, the dream keeps going. I get eaten alive. I've been shot. I fall. Like seen some really horrific things. I remember I had one dream. There were bodies dangling in between like a city street, and there's buildings. Instead of like decorations, it was bodies, and their parts were hanging, like an arm was hanging off from the body from like tendons, and they talked about how there was narration in the dream, how they could still feel the pain in their fingers. They couldn't control and move their fingers, but they could feel the pain because the nerves were still sending that message. That was in my dream. These are dreams I have. I wake up and then I have to like have a normal day after that. I wish I was a better artist. I wish I could draw the things I saw and see in my dreams. Working on becoming a better writer because maybe I could just explain it. it's your mind going to places. My mind goes to places that are very, very fair, though. I think it's interesting. Like when I have recreations of events, it doesn't try to relive them in a different way. It relives them in the way they were. So yeah, I've died in a lot of dreams, and they don't stop. That's a weird thing for, and I guess some people, oh, then you wake up, you panic. I'm like, no, I just died. And then it's like this out of body experience of things just kept happening around me. Like I could then see my corpse, and then people were walking over it. Like, cool. Hey, chat. Oh, chat's really filling up now. Yeah. Good dreams, bad and good. You have dreams that come true? Like, are you psychic? Interesting. I guess it's obvious. Chat is, I look over here and you guys, hi. So there's a little bit, I feel like it needs to be more dramatic. Like it needs to be more like, let's do what chat's saying. Chat, what do you have to say? Very interesting, chat. Back to you in the studio. You had a dream about your mom after she passed. Yeah. It's a very common thing, is the people out of our life is something you have a dream about. I'm glad people are joining. I'm glad this is one of my advertised lives and you guys are like, hey, let's actually join. Oh, that's gross. Didn't know that was gonna, this is, didn't cover that up, obviously. Who else gets acne? Anybody else? I woke up and I knew I was gonna have to do this later today, and I was like, all right. I was not feeling good when I woke up, and I took a very large dump. We're just gonna TMI it up here, but it was a big poop, like a really big one, and I felt a bit better afterwards. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go live now. So I wanted to keep these more calm. Sometimes I get energetic. Like my Californian accent will come through, and I wanted to be a little bit more ASMR-y for all of you. I recently rewatched Tales from the Earthsea, I think is what it was. I knew I did not like that movie very much. It's an anime. It's a Miyazaki, well, Studio Ghibli, Miyazaki's son. So it's not the same director as Spirited Away or Ponyo, My Neighbor Totoro. I'm pretty sure it's his son. And it's not as good. It's kind of a weak movie. It doesn't flow very well. It's a little inconsistent. It's very beautiful. There's really good scenes in it. And the dub has Willem Dafoe as this evil warlock. And he speaks in a very whispery way the entire time. Greyhawk is trying to become immortal. But I will stop him. You don't know how much this power. I don't even know if that's being picked up by the mic. But you should, if you're into like whispery ASMR speaking, Willem Dafoe as Cobb, the warlock. There's things about that movie that were definitely good, and I appreciated it. Like traveling through the city, there's some neat moments. The voice acting is pretty good, but it's just overall, it's not focused enough. It starts with like two dragons fighting, and there's no like dragons really in it. Dragons make like one more like brief appearance. It's like why reference dragons? It felt like it was trying hard to set up a bigger universe and be like a Lord of the Rings, or it just felt disjointed. Well, not disjointed, like it's well, yes, disjointed, but yeah, just unnecessary moments. So I don't know if there's anime fans here. I mean, I'm not into like anime really. Like I don't want to sit down and watch 700 episodes of a series, but like I like watching the movies. But I just remember hearing Cobb talk. I see you have brought me something. It was interesting. I liked Willem Dafoe's take on that character. Ooh, did I show off my coins? I think I did. Yeah, I showed off my coins last time. I think I scrubbed this one up more. Is it going to focus? Yeah, there we go. How shiny that is. Really just reflects. Like, it just looks like the light. Because I got it to a really good shine. Let me get it. I don't think it'll get detail. I blew through everything I wanted to talk about in the first 10 minutes. I had a dream I was on America's Got Talent again. That was scary. Big, oh my God. And I was in my underwear. No, that's not what happened. You guys got real quiet. Did you just all fall asleep from my ASMR voice? Just everybody in chat was like here and now they're not here. I have to say, I guess I have a question. I don't know if there's anybody in chat who watches these after the fact, because I'm curious about how you guys, like, did I just get lipstick on my microphone? Okay. I'm curious about how you guys watch this stuff. So if you're in chat right now and you've watched these not live, like, tell me about that. Like, do you do that? Do you actually go back and watch these as if they've been recorded, or do you prefer to watch them live? Is the, what's the method here? I guess that's the other thing, is I can't ask anyone who's not live and with us right now. So I have to ask the people that are here. What if I went a little lower? Because my eyeball is hurting. My eyes look so dark when I do that, though. What other? It's kind of crazy how lighting can really change things. Oh, now it's just like I'm in the desert. I like doing the lives. I like this. I do run out of momentum very quickly. That should be telling to a lot of people. If I can do 10, this is 10 minutes of not material too. It's just me speaking off the top of my head. I'm like, I always try to avoid world news because I get political and people don't like that when I get political. I like getting political because I identify as apolitical, because I don't like having alignment to things. I don't believe in teams. It's like, sounds gatekeeping. So many people just are like the sports team, like they're a fan of the sports team they were born near, or their parents were a fan of this. They don't sit and go, which of these teams do I like the best? Like, which one's actually my favorite? And the same thing with sports teams as religion and politics. Nobody sits and goes, like, and teams don't help too. Like, you don't actually get to make better decisions in politics. Like, sports, as if any of those people live near there. Like, they're not, oh, it's my hometown team. Who, like in Seattle, like, are those any of those players from Seattle? Because they're allowed to recruit and they trade. Like, it's the team that plays at Seattle. It's kind of the same thing with politics. Like, is this person even from here? Because you can move and then you can run for office, which people do all the time because they want a political career. And on top of that, they just play the idea of being on that team usually. So this is better than the news. Well, what's been going on in the news anyway? I guess the Army, U.S. Army, has been developing a vaccine, which is good. Like spiffing this SPFN something vaccine, which I look forward to seeing that because it's a coronavirus vaccine, so it should protect against COVID and SARS and other coronaviruses. Dealing with anti-vaxxers is a lot of not fun. I can't believe we've come this far as a society just to go, no, I draw the line at believing scientists and doctors. It's better. It's constantly in the news. It just doesn't feel right to talk about what's constantly in the news. The world is moving on anyway, kind of, for some people. I'm like trying to actually remember. I haven't been watching the news. I write for a newspaper, and I don't keep up with the news. I just submitted a new article for today. It's not out today. I submitted it today. So there will be a new article. You guys read my articles? Raise your hand, because I can see that, obviously. Raise your hand in chat if you read my articles. It's okay if you don't. It's also okay if you do. Anti-vaxxers and flat earthers have a very similar mentality, as they start at the point of the result they want and they work backwards. They want that outcome to be the case. And that's not how science or evidence or testing or any of these things work. You start with a hypothesis. You don't start with a desired outcome and then look for evidence that supports your outcome. Like the idea, like you want to turn lead into gold. Like lead, and just even suppose you were insisting you can do it. Like you have to find a way to do that. There might not be a way to do that. All of the evidence, all the things you've tried indicate you can't do it. That's the thing about flat earthers. It's like everything that you look up and you research indicates the world is round. And they keep trying, but what about this? What about them? Like, because you're starting from the position of this must be true, not the position of what is. What is Earth? Would be the question. Is it round? Is it flat? And that's the same with anti-vaxxers. Anti-vaxxers start from the position of vaccines are bad. They don't start from you have to start from a neutral position. That's why I think like teams are bad. You shouldn't start from a position of this is what my team thinks. Political team, whatever. This is what the team wants, sports teams, and align with that. Can you read the article? Well, the article's not out yet, the one I submitted today, but I have articles that come out every other week. So you should be able to go to petaluma360.com. And if you look up, you should have a search bar, look up Oliver's World, multiple articles will show up on petaluma360.com. That's PETALUMA, and then the number 360.com. I write for the Argus Courier in Sonoma County. Yeah. I do research for my articles sometimes. I'm getting very, are we liking the ASMR style of Oliver Live? It's really nice. I like being quiet. I get shit on by other comics for being quiet, but I like being a quiet comic. But I know comics and audiences, like there's energy can be a thing. And I like dipping though. It's hard. I'm inconsistent, but I'm inconsistent on purpose because I feel like different jokes and different dialogues or explanations need different energy rather than being consistently the same throughout. So it's enjoyable for me. I don't know if it's enjoyable for an audience. I hope it is, but I don't do it though. I've been more and more sassy. I kind of slide like on stage, just go between being shy and being sassy, and I've been more sassy lately than shy. I think I want to go back to being shy. I like like the mumbleness. It reminds me that for a while, some of you guys or my fans, some of my followers were like, "You should date Billie Eilish." You and Billie, who I wasn't really fully aware of. Then I look up Billie Eilish, who has like millions of followers. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make that happen. Just gonna like knock on Billie's door, like, can you go on a date with me? You want to go to Wendy's sometime? And like, it's not up to like, it's kind of a consent thing. Like, it's not up to me to make that happen. There are two parties there, and also just the awareness factor. Which I was flattered. I'm like, oh, I guess that could be an interesting energy of the two of us. But also, Billie Eilish has no clue who I am, and do they want to date me? That's another thing. So they need to become aware of me. Which, by all means, if you want to make that your mission in life, to constantly tweet and and try to get Billie Eilish to, are you aware of Oliver Graves? You know, he thinks you're cute, and he's cute. In fact, he's cuter than you. And by all means, tell her I said it. But like, it's not going to happen. And that's not like a mission I want. I'm like, oh my god, I hope my followers do that. I'm like, you're going to do whatever you want to do. I would prefer you, if you're going to put energy into trying to putting me out there, is putting me out there to places for opportunities. And I don't think that Billy's like like dating them's not like an opportunity. Getting to know them, I don't know. I'd be fine with that, but it was strange. Like, there was a handful of you that like you should, I'm like, what? Like, I'm gonna start bugging this singer. Like, I'm gonna start simping. Like, do you know how many people are already doing that? Like, what? How am I gonna be any different? So that was very strange. Like, do you know how many people that I simp for? These big butt Instagram models who don't get back to me. A couple of them did though, actually, but didn't go anywhere. Although I'd prefer someone with talent too. Like, hey, when I think about dating, like, I need someone that does something. They have to have like an art or be a performer. Like, I feel like they're gonna get my life more if that's in their life. Dancer, singer, actor. I remember actually a comedian, she was talking to me about like dating and relationships and like money. She's like, well, imagine you and some actress. I'm like, who? You have someone in mind? Someone local? Do theater? And she was just using an example, but I was like, but really, what do you mean? Like, should I be going to these plays more often? Was someone asking about me? Okay, chat. Let's. Some of you said something. I don't want to. I love talking to chat. So like, by all means, flood chat. Say things. I want you guys to talk, and I will. I get to you as you say things, and as there's more to say, it's better for me to kind of go through. So by all means, flood it, fill it, do it. So some of you have been saying some stuff. Can you react to one of my songs? I'm probably not going to do that. Let's be real. That kind of goes to what I was just talking about like using other people's platforms to try to promote your platform. Like, I would only want anything with like Billie Eilish or some other performer to go into like as like a genuine connection. I'm not looking for like I mean, if there's a professional aspect of like we are going to have an exchange of things, fine, but react to one of your songs, like, that feels like that's falling into that mentality that I don't like that. Like, I mean, I get that's kind of the way of the world. You took your chance, which, obviously that's what you're supposed to do, but I'd rather do what I'm doing right now, which is I talk about that, this sort of dialogue, which you're not going to get out of most people. Most people probably wouldn't even respond to you. Hopefully they would, but I feel like most people are like, whatever. Are you still funny? I don't know. Am I still funny, Jonathan Russell? I'm not. I'm not funny anymore. It's okay. I've been battered through some tough relationships lately, some abusive, self-centered people, and I'm not funny anymore. Kind of got to me. They kind of broke me. Never date. It just ruins you. Next question. Okay. Like, it's relaxing. I can't cope with Lee Evans' manic style. Oh, you like my style of being more? Yeah, I like my style as well. It I like energy, but some comics they're just too much energy. So I like I can get into how lonely I've been. Sometimes I'll just pick up the phone and talk to the dial tone. I date really beautiful women, like the most beautiful women you've ever seen. My friends are like, they're just gold diggers. They're just after your money. I'm like, that's okay because I'm a charlatan that pretends to have gold. I actually do have gold. I have gold. I have gold and I have silver, platinum, and ruby and sapphire. I have the Pokemon. I have the Pokemon games. It's just all the Pokemon games. Although, if you're a really beautiful woman, those are worth a lot of money. Yeah, like they're the most valuable games in the world, and I own them. Although, if you're a really ugly woman, you're probably smart enough to know better. Then you probably know that's not true. Do I have a TikTok? I do have a TikTok. About half the things I post on TikTok are just older videos. Sometimes I'll upload and make like a new thing for TikTok. One, to kind of prove it's me. Because if I just posted nothing but like videos, people would be like, "Is this even really you?" But I do like the handheld, and I'll make a TikTok. I don't really like TikTok because again, talking about like energy, TikTok likes to promote. Well, they like consistency. Like you got to do the same thing over and over on TikTok. Like you can't post like couldn't post like my face doing stuff and then like another comedian, another like it would. Oh well, that's a bad example. I couldn't do like my face doing something, then like a pretty girl or whatever, and then like a cartoon, and then like a dog. It's like that's too many different things. If it's my face a lot, like goth makeup, humor, then it helps promote it. But a lot of what gets anywhere on TikTok is not my style of humor, so I don't really do too well on TikTok. The America's Got Talent videos, I've cut like pieces of that. Those have done okay. And again, that's not my content. It's just repeated content, but it's my account. So it's like there's sort of the proof, like, hey, if they look at the other stuff, like, oh, it's this. Oh, he does do other things, and they're not as funny, and they're kind of stupid. Is it all right? Oh, yeah, please over talk in here. Who is my favorite Marvel superhero? I I mean, Spider-Man's always been a big go-to, but that feels like such a basic bitch answer. But I do like Spider-Man, and I like a lot of the villains, but I also like Man-Thing. A lot of people haven't heard of Man-Thing. He's a monster. I like more of his independent stories. They didn't know what to do with that character. He's a big plant monster. The story is he was developing the Captain America super soldier serum. He's trying to make a copy of it, and then people were after him. And he's driving, and I think he was injured at the time. I can't remember the order, but he's injecting it into himself, and he drives, and he gets in a car crash. He survives in the swamp, but he becomes like a swamp monster. And there's like magical stuff in the swamp too. And apparently, it's where like portals are. It's like the nexus of all realities. There's a lot of really interesting stories involving Man-Thing. They're monster stories, which I like, and just like a plant. I like plants, plant monsters. I like grass Pokemon and like cactars and the Little Shop of Horrors Audrey too, and all that. So it's a cool to see a plant monster, but just there's some really cerebral, interesting. Like Man-Thing doesn't really have like an arch nemesis. If he did, it would be probably Thog. He's just basically a demon. He's just how Marvel makes various versions of Satan. So he was just like another like version of a devil, and so yeah, I like Man-Thing. I'm trying to think if there's any other Marvel heroes. Silver Surfer is fun. X-Men. I always liked X-Men. Your mom just asked if I'm tape face. I am. Tell her yes. Tell her this is tape face. This is when he's not wearing tape, so he's just face. Hi, I'm face. Have you thought of gaming? Well, I do gaming. I don't want to stream gaming because then that becomes like a job. Like I like to relax. There's some games that I want to play, and I thought about streaming them, like old games that I played when I was younger, and as like a nostalgic trip, revisit them. And and because I'd like to play some of the, like I'm like, oh, what was that game like? And I thought it might be fun to stream some of those old like PlayStation games and things. Because I don't want to do new games. Like I don't want. I mean, like Fortnite or whatever. Like I'm gonna probably always be a retro person. Pokemon. Have you done some kind of makeup tutorial? There is a makeup tutorial. I give it out to people on Discord. I do try to get donations for it because it's one of the few things I thought people would pay for. But this whole business is trying to make a business of it. But I have very basic makeup, so I know I won't be able to like do makeup tips or videos because I keep it simple. I want it fast. And from people I've dated and from other people I know, like they take so long in their makeup. Like that's not worth the effort for me. Like I want to be able to do it simply. Also, I just have a really nice face. I'm very handsome and good looking, so I don't have to wear that much makeup. I don't have to hide anything. I don't have to like try to become something else. I just get to have fun with it. Let's see what else. Do you have any cryptocurrency? I've looked into cryptocurrency because I wanted to see about NFTs and some of that, but a lot of it just seems like a scam. I wouldn't mind getting some to flip, but like you can lose money that way too. It's a gamble. Sounds like the same as buying lotto tickets and things. So NFTs are a huge pyramid scheme. You have to pay money to sell NFTs. Lots. At some point, it was like $40 to $70. I was like, I should just try to sell my art. Like, fuck this, fuck NFTs. Works out great for any of the people that actually make money doing it, but it seems like it's a lot of just trading and exchanging hands of NFTs as a way to inflate the price and or also money laundering. So I'm not laundering any money, although if someone wants to give me some money, that's okay too. But I love my art and I'd love to make more art. So just pay me to make art. How about that? Don't NFT any of this. Have you ever done a blot? A ritual sacrifice of the gods. No? I'll look into that. Maybe. Maddie from the 1975. I don't know who that is. Post my art to buy. Well, I do a lot of digital art. So honestly, it's like just commission me to make something. Like if you want something made, I think there's a lot of samples out there. If you look at my Instagram, you can see a lot of my Halloween art. I do drawing a bit. It's been a while since I've done like actual like studio scale art because I mostly do just digital. Yeah, I'd love more fan art too. That's the other thing. Like I wanted to make a video about that around Christmas time and be like, this is what I want for Christmas is fan art. And basically try to push to get people to hire other artists, either themselves to make it, which is always cool when someone makes it, but also for them to look at, because there's so many people out there that make art, and you can look up and people, they say they do commissions, they do work. I wanted everything. I wanted, it was great when people were trying to ship me with Sega Rihanna. That was hilarious. I'm like, can we do so much more? Can we do pictures of me with Carnage from Spider-Man, or like with Dragon Ball Z characters, or with anything? Like do everything with me. Put me with My Little Pony. I don't care. Put me in Vor art. Put me in like pixel art. Put me in like Star Wars characters. Like give me a lightsaber. Give me everything. Just look at all kinds of artists, and why not put all our graves in there? Because I think I have a look like the red and black, all of it. I think it can transcend like, oh my god, that would look so cool. But I didn't make that video. I'm kind of talking about it now. Like Christmas is come and gone. So maybe for Valentine's Day, I'll do like a push of like hire an artist, and that would be fun because I'd love to have more art again. And I love the idea of people supporting artists, like, going to someone and that makes art, like looking up like who does this, who does what. They'll probably be so flattered, and they'll love, that's what they want. They want to be paid whatever their rate is. Pay them their rate, $30, $40, maybe it's more, $100, whatever their commission rate is, and they'll make something of me, and that's gonna be awesome. Then I can get connected to them too and go, hey, someone hired you to make this. So you can start doing that now. You can start hitting up people now. I think I'll make more of a push for it as we get closer to Valentine's Day, because that would be such a joy to have just a bunch more fan art yet again of me and whatever all other creative things they come up with. Okay, so what else we got? You guys are asking a lot of questions, and I love this. I love that we're doing a lot of questions here. What are those things in the closet behind you? That's my Transformers collection, and I don't know if you can see some of them. I need to redo that. A lot of those they've been there. It's like Optimus. No, that's Big Convoy, Optimal Optimus. There's a Megatron. There's a Galactus. It's a Starscream. It's a Tigerhawk. Tiger Beast. I have a lot of Beast Wars stuff. I want to put other things back there. I think I want to shift things around. That's going to be visible in my lives. I probably should put some other things. I have a couple Man-Thing figures. I should put Man-Thing back there. Although I like Beast Wars, like I like robots, I like that stuff. So, big fan of Junkions. I don't know if you guys know who the Junkions are. They're like a third faction. Of course, I like the third option. That's why I got a BlackBerry. I don't know if you guys actually heard. BlackBerry is no longer work. The services provided by them. Mine still works for now for like a couple more months because it's working as a regular phone because it has an Android operating system. But BlackBerry's done. That's another thing where I'm like, I need a new phone. I hate needing money. I hate being poor. Like it's a weird thing. I'm like, I don't want to be rich and famous. There's so many people that are like, oh, that's my goal. I'm like, I'd like to be able to have a living though. Like needing a new phone, it's like part of a living. I have to get a new phone in the next 2 or 3 months. Like I have to. The service will not carry my BlackBerry anymore. So that sucks. I could get a real basic phone. I'm thinking about it because it'd be cheap. But I'm like, also a Google Pixel would be cool. I'm trying to look for deals. I used to sell cell phones. You know how like just this is like legitimately. I'm like, I'm not even kidding. Where is it? Yeah. Like I used to work. It's not gonna focus. Hold on. Yeah. Used to work at the electronics section of a Target, and I sold cell phones. And I remember for a while there was a Google Pixel phone. I mean, it would have been a 5-year-old phone now, I guess at this point. 4 or 5. Did I work there 4 years ago? It's 2022. 5 years ago. 4 years ago. And they had a Google Pixel, and if you bought it, you got a $500 gift card. The phone was basically almost free. And I was like, what? Why is no one buying this phone? I tried so hard to sell that phone. And I was like, what? So I would love that deal again. If anyone, because that's a $500 gift card at Target. I'm like, I would eventually spend. It's like not like, oh, I'm gonna go on a buying spree. I'm like, why shop at Target? Like, I just whenever I need to buy stuff, I'd use that gift card. So I was like, yeah, that's a good deal. I need a good deal. Somebody made you awesome fan art that really stuck with you. It was a comic of the style of your jokes. Send that to me again. I want to talk to that artist again. We've talked before, me and that artist. I think they did like a real like 80s style, like new wave art, like really bold, really sharp stuff. I don't know the name of the art style that they were doing or the artist. I'd love a refresher. If you know where that is, please send that to me again. On any one of the various platforms. I'll check everything after this. So, okay, favorite Transformers? I hate the Transformers movies. They're all terrible. They're all bad movies. They're all bad Transformers adaptations. Of the live action ones, Bumblebee's definitely the best, but it's still not that good of a movie. The animated one's my favorite. I used to watch it all the time. I was really into Beast Wars. So just more Transformers. Like I wasn't into the show so much, like the animated G1 show, but it's like I got a copy of the movie. The movie has voice actors in it, celebrity actors: Leonard Nimoy, Judd Nelson, Orson Welles, Eric Idle, Robert Stack, probably a few other like notable voice actors in it. I can't remember. It has a Weird Al song in it because they had a record deal. The Junkions they're have Dare to Be Stupid play, and they're like these junky, almost invincible like robot guys. I love like the Rust core. I don't know if that's a thing. Looking like Voldemort. I can definitely do the Voldemort look. See if it washes me out enough. No. Okay. What movie genre do I like? I like sci-fi and action. I like dialogue too. I like dark comedies as well. Little Miss Sunshine's one of my favorite movies. I don't know if anyone's ever seen Little Miss Sunshine. Mecha. Well, Transformers aren't mecha. They're more like puzzle figures because they transform. So mecha is a different genre, like Gunpla and stuff like that. So I'm not really necessarily into mecha. I mean, mechs are cool. So yeah. Am I going to see the new Scream movie? Probably. I don't give a shit about Scream. Sorry. What music do I like? I like disco. I like techno, synthwave. I have played Twisted Metal. I used to play it quite a bit on PlayStation. That was something I played with friends a lot. I loved playing things with the mortar fire. I was really good at arc shots. So that's what I was good at. I love playing as is it Minion? I can't remember the name of like the guy that was the tank, basically Satan. We would do the unlocks for him. That's what I play as. It was great. Sweet Tooth was okay as well. Yeah, but I like the original Twisted Metal games. They were fun and they had good lore as well. Like those were really unique games. They were good PlayStation games. Yeah, you might have a copy. Okay, don't have socials anymore. Okay, yeah, I lost where that person like just the sea of messages I get. Some people just get pushed down if they're not replying, and I forget their name, and I gotta find that artist again because yeah, they did use some of my jokes. They got permission. They asked me, so yeah, I'd like to get connected with them again because they were really good. I miss being connected to artists, but I want to do more with art and artists because I think that's something that's unique about what I do is like my look and like the fact that you can make art. Oh, my favorite PlayStation game? That's probably Star Ocean 2. I really like that game. It's an RPG and it's a little full motion. It's a little anime-esque, and then the rest of the games in the Star Ocean series kind of suck. But Star Ocean 2 is pretty good. Oh, was there anything else? Some of these questions I wanted to get into. We're getting to about 45 minutes, and like that's probably maybe about time to wrap it up. So I'll give you guys a little bit of time to ask any final questions that you might want to ask before I end the live, because I don't want to go over an hour. So we're gonna keep it tight, keep it very simple. Make sure I didn't skip anything. Mecha. I'm what? Oh. Okay. Yeah, the Scream. I mean, I don't know if I want to get into the Scream franchise. I just never got into it. I never got into slasher movies. I never got into Scream, Friday the 13th. I like some of the scenes in Nightmare on Elm Street, but I was never into those movies. The original, I think, is the strongest one. The other ones that became more set piece stuff. So it's like you don't need the whole movie for that. I like the original Halloween, and the second Halloween is all right as well. I didn't mind. The third one is it's a side story. It's not connected to Michael Myers, but then the 4, 5, I didn't mind 4 and 5 so much because I still had Donald Pleasance, and he's a good anchor. That's something I think a lot of other horror movies are missing is like a Donald Pleasance like character, because he's not the victim. He's this sort of he's almost neutral, like in betweener character, because he's not. It's like it doesn't feel right to call him a good guy. It almost feels like I mean, he's not a bad guy, but it's like almost feels like dude, you're kind of maybe part of the problem, but you're also kind of part of the solution. But yeah, I don't have Spotify. Oh, thank you. Hey, Tricurion, like the light is blinding me. Tricurion. You love my stuff. Thank you. I'm glad I'm an inspiration. Yeah, Donald Pleasance. He's. I mean, he doesn't help. Is the other thing. Like, he's just there, and he's just like kind of like explaining the problem in Halloween. Like, he's a monster, and I think he shoots him in one of the movies, though. I think he's like has to be a hero in it, but most of those movies, he's just not. Though he's not a hero. He's just the one explaining the story of this monster of a person, which is neat. I think it's, and they were smart to keep him. I think too, rather than kill that character off. So yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoy characters being used again, because if you get rid of a character like that, then you kind of admit how disposable the whole movie and the world and the story is. And that's why I like the Halloween slasher movies the most. And Scream was originally a parody of it, kind of like it kind of was trying to be tongue in cheek and made fun of horror movies. So like doing more and more of them, I was like, The third Halloween movie's different. That music sticks with me, like womp 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 womp. It was neat. I like Halloween 3 just fine, but it's it's not a Michael Myers movie, so it kind of doesn't count. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's this has been a pretty good live. I hope to do this next week. We can look into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. I will announce it ahead of time. I believe I put this one on Instagram and Facebook, and a lot of you joined. It was great. I'm glad people jumped in. So that's really cool. I guess I would have done it if none of you were here. So I said I was going to do it, but yeah, I got a good live out of it. I do have a Discord. You should be able to get to my Discord on my Instagram. I tend to announce it on Discord as well. I don't know where else I have the links for Discord, but I do have one, Oliver's Graveyard, and you can hang in there. It comes and goes in its use. So right now it's been a little dead lately, but that's okay. But I do answer questions on there. I tend to interact on there. I like to interact on Discord, and I don't get back to people right away, but that's my choice, is not getting back to people right away. But yeah, so I'll catch you guys next week. This was fun to do. I really, anyone that is watching it after that, let me know. Let me know how you enjoy watching the not live version of a live. That's something I'm curious about. So thank you.